Good morning all. On behalf of Ministry of Education, Government of India, I welcome all of you for this wonderful thought-provoking event, Skill India. So the name itself reflects a lot of positive energy. And the summit and awards, I'm sure you are, most of them are here to hear the thoughts, how we are taking our country forward. Because first time I observed one thing that, everyone in our country working together as a team. Because sharing is caring, it's there in the first standard book. But when we became elders, we forgot. But I think under Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji, we understood that, now it is a time we need to transform our country from a developing nation to a developed nation. And I see that, vast energy going on left and right, everywhere we go, so extraordinary energy. Not only from the elder side, even recently I visited a school exhibition, the school students, 5th standard, 4th standard students, they are working on advanced technologies, they are trying out few things. They themselves created a school management system which I never thought of even though I was an engineering student. I mean, that kind of a transformation is happening in our country, and I'm so happy to see that 500 million people are coming together and creating this force so fast that our country will transform in a rapid session. But at the same time, dear friends, as you all know that the way business is transforming is on a quarterly basis. The way you do business is changing so fast. But as you know, the education system changes once in 3 years. So do you see there is a fundamental gap between these two, right? Because the minute we create a curriculum, that will get outdated by the time, the student is reading and, coming out of the college period. I mean, this is a kind of a world we are living in, and things are changing so fast that, few days back, the IT shares of our Indian IT companies were zooming like anything, and after a week, I mean, now you see the situation. I'm sure most of you hold shares here in the stock market. I mean, see the kind of a rapid changes are happening. So how we as a government or as an educationist or as a technologist, how we can cope up? I mean, very just next to impossible. Because if you see you all use ChatGPT, right? So ChatGPT completely consumes the GPUs, LPUs, NPUs. But recently, 2 days back, someone wrote a 245 lines of code, that's it. That too in Python. What it means, you don't need a GPU, CPU, LPU machine to run a GPT. So that's kind of a super fast way of transformation what we are into. So I think, as I see that, I'm so fortunate to be part of this NEP 2020 implementation, because it was transformed our entire education system and started collaborating our education system with the industry. It started collaborating our education system with innovation, with researching, and I see that recently in Delhi only there is a program of Bal Bharati schools, group of schools. They have some 37,000 students. I mean, why I'm referring to kids, because when kids can do it, of course we all can do it. They have patented more than 200 patents. Have you ever patented anything when we are in school? We even don't know what is patenting system, right? Till I went to, to do my MBA in Maryland University, I never patented. I mean, see the kind of a transformation is happening. But sometimes what happens, it's little difficult to see these transformations because country is vast. And sometimes we will just our mind doesn't able to capture all this information, because that is where we use machines, right? The artificial intelligence, machine learning, or to compute all that information, give a summarization so that we can quickly adopt it. So the matter of the fact is, very fortunately now the education industry skills all are coming together. Because I just want to give one example, maybe a couple of them are there in my recent session also in Delhi in one of the event. I explain this, but I always explain this because so that we can clearly see the difference. So in one of the event, we have one of the secretaries, a topper in IIT, gold medalist in electronics and telecommunications engineering. So he was holding a very big bungalow. So एक fan का उसका घर पे थोड़ा सा issue आया था. So the wife thought, today I will take him for a ride, because every day he's saying, I'm a gold medalist, I'm a gold medalist, I'm a gold medalist. So she got fed up. She said, lady, I will see to his hand. So she said, you are a gold medalist, your name is there in a golden akshar. So now you go and repair the fan. He said, even though I'm a gold medalist, I know what is sine wave, cos wave, how electron flows from one place to another place. He started lecturing, blah, 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 blah. After 10 minutes, he said, you know what, I know all this. I know how signal flows from one place to another place, but for God's sake, I can't repair the fan. So they called an electrician, but that day, see, he's bad luck. The electrician is not available. He sent a 7-year-old kid. He came, he fixed that issue in 2 minutes and charged 200 rupees. So while he is going back, wife is always wife. I said, I will finish him off. She called that boy. So he's a very small boy and he's a very big house with 200 police bills. He's a secretary, very big bungalow. He said, "Nahi, madam, galti ho gaya, 100 rupees de do. I have taken 200 rupees." He said, "Nahi, beta, kya padhai kiya aapne?" He studied 3rd standard. Do you see the difference between education and skill? One person is a gold medalist, extraordinary brain. The other person studied only 3rd standard. That is also 7 to 8 years old kid. He is skilled. So this was a gap is created by the older education policy. That is the reason, I'm so fortunate. I always feel that, maybe at the time of Corona also, luckily God gave Narendra Modi ji, we all taali bajaye. So I was surprised. Taali bajane mein kya hoga karke? Because we all are alone, and suddenly when I clapped, someone also clapped from their house. Mujhe lagha, arey sala, मैं भी जिंदा हूँ, वो भी जिंदा है. Do you see the positive energies flowing from one place to another place? Sometimes, we don't understand that, the frequencies are completely rapidly changing, and this kind of frequencies are going to convert our country from a developing nation, and we will become a Vishwaguru, because wherever you go in the world, right, you see Indians. Recently, I've been to a very small African continent and, little remote part of the New Zealand also. उधर भी बिहारी मिल गया, हमारा करना का मलयाली मिल गया. मैंने बताया, अरे यार क्या कर रहे हो इधर? बोला क्या कर रहा हूँ, मैं भी तो बिजनेस कर रहा हूँ. See the way, because the only human being in the entire world whose right and left brain connected are Indians. They can't do anything, whether you leave him, even in the jungle they will survive. If you leave him in Amazon forest, they will survive. If you leave him in, most remote coldest place, they can survive. If you leave them in the hottest desert, they can survive. If you leave him in Mars also, they will sell tea and survive. This is the capability what we own, my dear friends, because our ancestors, the best of the best human beings, they have discovered so many things which we in the current NASA also not able to discover. I just want to give one small example, because there is an interconnection which we already have in our brains, but we forgot. Because of this Macaulay education system, which spoiled our brain and rubbed only on the one side. That was the reason, we are not able to transform ourselves so fast. So I just want to go back, see, basically, NASA spent 300 million, and they have come up with a number saying that what's the difference between Earth and Sun. So one of the Indian visited, and he saw a very big number, very nice. He said, do you know what? We have invented this number without spending 1 rupee. The NASA was surprised. How come you have discovered? If you all know Hanuman Chalisa, if you translate Hanuman Chalisa from Sanskrit to translate in any other current modern languages, the value comes almost same. So what it really means is, without taking any equipment help, without taking anyone's help, our ancestors used to, just by peeping into the sky, they have discovered so much, because they have that kind of a focus in place, they have that kind of a mindset in place, they have that kind of a nature in place. I think, that is the brain what we are carrying, my dear friends. So I think, we need to make sure we will give the same energetic brain with a much more powerful energy and take it forward. As Madam said, the tradition with the technology, I think this is the mantra which we need to use every day. Because if you all remember, I'm sure most of you would have got up early morning when we were kids. We used to study, right? So that is called Brahma Muhurta. So why should we used to study at early morning? Because the reason is very simple. Some people think that, it's about something about God or something. Maybe, you may like any God you want. I like my own God. You may like yours. But the matter of the fact is, the earth will receive positive energy that time, so that, your brain is on the higher energy level. It can adopt. so fast. That is the reason if you see most of the priests, they do chanting of mantras early morning, and that too also they will go outside and they do chanting. The reason being is that time your brain is on the activated stage. See, this is a tradition what we need to give it to our next generation to make sure they are best of the best. At the same time, we need to give an adaptation of the technology as well as tradition. I'm sure they all are born technology. My son is studying 5th standard in Air Force Balabharati. He says, Dad, you are so slow. You do typing of Google search, and you know what? I do a voice search. Even though I'm a technologist, I dive into technology 24/7, but see the mindset of the next generation. And what all we are doing, you please keep remember that, this fruit will go to them, not to us. Because if someone else gave the fruit which we are eating now, I think the current changes what we are doing will go for the next. So this is where the NEP 2020 comes into picture, which is interconnecting all these things together. And the patenting system, if you see, before 2014, we used to have very less patents. Very less. Even IITians also never did patenting. So our patenting system, if you compare with the entire world, is less than 1%. And now the school students also started patenting. See the kind of a transformation is happening, and we all on the path of this transformation. Like, once upon a time, I'm sure that Gandhiji would have felt proud that, you have given a freedom to our country, right? I'm sure we all will feel that, we have given a best of the best to society, best of the best technology, best of the best things, best of the best innovation to our next generation. I think that's where I always, stop my thought. But the matter of the fact here is how we can transform. Because see the technologies, example, AR, VR, we need to utilize such technology. Seeing is believing. So recently what we did in Government of India, we have taken a digital twin of one of the very big airplane mission, which is getting constructed in Germany. We have taken a digital twin and gave it to 800 colleges. In one of the colleges, they have rewired the system, which was submitted back to the German company. They was amazed the kind of efficiency, energy efficiency they have created. See, our kids are the best of the best. They are extraordinarily well. The only problem is they don't know how to go. The direction, the mentorship is what we need to provide in a positive way. Instead of because sometimes what happens if they fail, we will disgrace. So they will get disgraced. Instead of disgracing, we need to teach them how not to fail. That is a very, very important. I think I always see that, Modi ji bar kya hai sabka sa sabka vikas. This is what sabka sa sabka. If someone is failing, allow them to do an, experiment. If they fail, you teach them how not to fail. And as Madam said, multidisciplinary, very, very important, because आजकल तो one man company बन गया. उसी को बनना है चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट, उसी को कोडिंग करना, उसी से कस्टमर से बात करना, सोल्स करना, मार्केटिंग करना, what not, everything. Of course, you need to handle your family, you need to handle your wife, your kids, everything you need to handle. What it means is you need to have multidisciplinary, multi-skills at the same time. I just want to put one small thing, because, AA, everyone is saying AA, even though I dive into it on a daily basis, I still write code. But I just want to put one simple word. If I say hello to you, how much energy I am consuming? If I ask the same word to be pronounced by the machine, how much energy it is consuming? Do you know that it consumes 1500% more energy than what I as a human consumed? Do you see how we are wasting the resources? That too we are creating that resources with water. Water is a precious, very important element for the human which we are consuming. After 2 years, it is going to be very, very difficult for human, because पानी नहीं है पीने के लिए. Just for your information, in our country we have only 4% of drinking water, only 4%. So once I attended one program of Abdul Kalam ji, I was amazed and shocked, because मुझे लगता था हम तो technologies, हम तो आधे भगवान हैं, क्योंकि we don't listen to anyone. But the matter of the fact, then I shocked that we have only 4% drinking water. He said, is there any way we can increase this 4% to 40%? Do you see, that is where I think we need to utilize the technology. This is one element, but the another surprising element is 42% of the food is getting wasted in our country. So farmer with so much of difficulty produce, and then then waste हो जाता है. So can we create a better supply chain management system? Can we create a better food, preservation systems? I think, this is where we need to focus and create best. Because if you want to become a Vishwaguru, right, you don't need to do wonders. Just make sure that, your food production is increased up to 20%, your food wastage is reduced up to 20%, and this 4% water, you need to increase it to 20%. That's it. Sometimes we all feel that, we will create a wonder. This is a mission, is a slave to a human. We need to understand. If you make the mission as a master, then you will become a slave. Then, that is where problem comes into picture. So how you will control it? The matter of the fact, we all need to understand is, once upon a time, I'm sure most of you elder than me, I'm a little younger, if you compare with you, I'm next 40 now. So the matter of the fact is, those days, and I also, I'm sure you all also did, early morning, pehla cheez kya karte the aap? Once upon a time, when you get up, we used to see the God, right? Bhagwan aaj acha karo. What is that you are doing today? First thing, what you are doing early morning? That's it. So you welcome to this slavery, just for your information. You all are slaves to the technology. What is happening is the technology is driving you instead of you driving the technology. See, the mission what you have in your pocket is very powerful. So when I worked for US government, one guy came and said, we used to track criminals using a system when I worked for US government. So a criminal, Saab, aapko kaisa pata chala main udhar hu? He don't know that, the chip what he carries inside his pocket. Aap sabke paas debit card, credit card hai na? We know how to read that, and we know where you are. And this mission became so dangerous. So dangerous. How many of you use WhatsApp here, sir? I'm sure everyone, including. Let us say you are every day interacting with your family members, your wife and all. I'm saying wife because, I'm a male. But, with your husband. So when you interact with your husband or wife or family, you interact in a different way. When you are interacting with your professionals, you interact in a different way. When you interact with your colleague, you will interact. When you are interacting with your childhood friend, you will interact in different. When you are interacting with your mother, with so much of love, your interaction will be different. When you are interacting with father, chalo jaane do kya hai. So wo mentality, you are interacting in different way, right? Only WhatsApp knows your 10 avatars. Only WhatsApp, no one else. Even your wife or husband, your mother, parent also don't know so many things which you are giving away to WhatsApp, and they are reading all that information to you. That is the reason Trump is so happy. He is saying nothing to worry. All these 1.5 billion Indians are slaves to me because I know where they are. And they know that, yesterday I been to Jaipur, and day before yesterday I been to Hyderabad, and which flight I traveled, what is my seat number, which gate I have exited, when I have taken car, when I went back, what videos I have looked into, what technology I am working, what is that I am typing. This mission became so dangerous that one of the biggest danger is the keyboard what they have in this mission. Everything when you type they capture. Don't you see such a dangerous thing? So I think sometimes we need to balance an act and make sure that human controls the mission. I think this is where we need to give an education to the next generations, and at least we need to make sure in our generation also we will have this balancing act in place and make sure we have a skill as well as education and industry come together, because education always lags behind, not because they don't want to move forward. They need to make sure they give a fundamentals along with the advanced technologies, because unless until you have a fundamentals, you can't basically do anything, right? You need a degree at the same time, you need a skill at the same time, you need an experience. So how we can connect all these three dots? The matter of the fact is, that's where government is doing. We are giving internship opportunities. When I joined, they said only 5 years students internship. Why only 5 years? We have changed all those models. We said, any year, even for school children also, we started doing any student after 8th standard, they can come and do internship. And and apprenticeship, all this basically connecting them to the industry. When first time he goes there, what happens, he will learn, office रहता है, एक boss है चिल्लाता बार बार, उसके नीचे कुछ लोग रहता है, एक HR department, ये वो technology department, accounts department. And next time, second internship में, he already know all this, right? He says, बकवास बंद करके मुझे क्या करना वो समझाओ. and he will focus. See, you are transforming a student to a professional when he is in school or college. See, the rapid transformation is happening. At the same time, I just want to connect one more small dot is a nature. As of now, if you see, our students even forgot, connect with the nature. They're not going out of our home. Sir, how many of you, I don't know how many of you observed, the children are not going out of the school house to play with other children. Do you see the danger? They're becoming half-baked zombies. Such a dangerous precedence what we are setting up. I think we all need to make sure that the student gets up at early morning 3:30 and study at least till 5:30 period, then he will let him do whatever he wants to do. And gamification of learning is what we need to immerse into it, because that is what they are loving. So we need to put that in place and and take it forward. I thank everyone for giving this opportunity, and let's all work together as a team Bharat. We as a government, we are very open, transparent, ready to accept any kind of inputs you have, positive inputs or negative inputs sometimes, ऐसा बकवास चीज कर रहा हो आप, ऐसा मत करो, ठीक है, because we are in a transformation phase and we are open minded, we are ready to accept, and let us all work together and give a beautiful, extraordinary, peaceful, technologically advanced country, and at the same time sarve jano sukho bhavantu, vasudhaiva kutumbakam, the entire world is ours. I'm so happy that in next 2 to 3 days 100 countries of representatives are coming to our country for the India AA summit. See what a wonderful days. They will see the transformations as they all are coming to Delhi. Let us all invite them, help them wherever we want, and make sure that, we are one of their family members, and let them invest in our country so that, our next generation children will get a better future. Let them, share their innovation. Let them share their research. I think that is where we need to work together. I thank everyone for giving this opportunity. Bharat Mata Ki Jai. Namaste to all.